Hello, and welcome to Crosshatch Puzzles. We're here on Wednesday, October 15th for another New York Times Daily Crossword Solve. We may have a little background music as we go through the puzzle today. But we have, I guess, a very special debut collaboration today by Christina Iverson, who's a regular contributor, and Nick Offerman. Apparently, yes, that Nick Offerman. The actor and writer. So that should be fun. It'll be a mid-week, mid-difficulty Wednesday-themed puzzle for the middle of October. So we'll see what that's all about. Let's get right into the solve for today, Wednesday, October 15th, 2025. All right. Auto on the Autobahn. A car on a German highway. Maybe a BMW? Is that a German automaker? Maybe? Sign of justice. Scale? Like the emblem for, usually called scales though, so I wonder if that's not correct. Middling grade. B plus? That's kind of a C plus? I wonder if that's what they're after, if there's some other sense of grade that we want there. Acknowledgement of applause, maybe a bow, but then what's this? Like some briskets and pork ribs informally barbecued, maybe? That would make sense with bow here. But then what's with this WW? Oh, one who may have stormed the beaches at Normandy in brief. A World War II veteran? Maybe this has got to be a U then. Blanc Rouge, Moulin Rouge, 2001 musical film, okay. And then really spectacular drill component. Quite a bit. That's fun, I guess. A bit, like a drill bit, and if it was a really spectacular one, you might say, oh, that's quite a bit. To place or a place. I don't see it right away. Okay, this is probably not scale then, because this blank while in a while probably. Hang on a sec. BRB maybe. Be right back. Feeling remorse for. Ruing. An action or a sign of justice could be Libra then, not the not just any symbol for justice, but an astrological sign that is equated with justice. Sure. Lead up to a ski jump. Something run, maybe? Tidbit popular in Thai cuisine. I don't know what that would be, and maybe this isn't a run? A place, lean? In one's place? In one's lean, like that? Maybe not though. London's Underground. It's called The Tube. Hang on, I'm just going to pause for a second here. Okay, we're back. Let's keep going here. London's Underground was The Tube. A large catch of fish, say. A net full? I would expect that to have two L's. Pecan, chocolate, caramel, candy. Turtle. Love turtles. Haven't had a turtle in a long time. Protrudes, maybe juts, like juts out. Unfortunate situations. Oh, Ills? That could be netful then. Area of greatest danger. I'm not sure. What about this? Lively kind of saw for cutting intricate shapes. Saw is in the clue, so it won't be in the entries. Otherwise I would have naturally put jigsaw in here, but intricate shapes. I'm not sure about that. How about this? Artisanal brewers offerings, probably craft beers, maybe. Let's just double check the beer part. Whole bunch. noted chairman? Chairman? Is this someone who makes chairs? Launches. I'm not totally confident about beers, but I'm going to leave it in for now. Hobbled in gamer slang. Nerfed? REO Speedwagon, a vintage vehicle. It could be nerfed. And what is this? Tidbit? Popular in Thai cuisine. What is this? What if that was not the case? Whole bunch of gob. Spots for solar panels, probably roofs or roofs. Something usually kept private for short, social security number. Frequent conspiracy subject, a UFO, unidentified flying object, or aliens in general. Joseph Conrad novel made into a 1965 film starring Peter O'Toole. I don't know. Lockup. Not sure. Midwest city known as the rubber capital of the world. Is this Akron, Ohio? And is this Pokey? Is that a euphemism for a jail? Or fury could be anger. Grand old time in slang. I don't know. Host Glass of Radio's This American Life is Ira Glass. Still don't know the noted chairman. Quite a bit. Having some trouble here. Place. What? Blank brute. U.S. Secretary of War who received a Nobel Peace Prize. Is something wrong in here? The tube has got to be right. World War II vet, probably right. Moulin Rouge is right. Barbecued, I can't see what else that would be. Eliha root? What would place be? Oh, in one's place, in one's Elihu root? And in run is still my best guess for that. And can't see it. Can't see it. I'll have to come back to that, and that's going to give me some trouble, I'm sure. Llama's head, probably the letter L, or is it two L's? ELL or ELS? I'm going to go with L for now. Kind of collar, blue collar maybe? Oh, this looks weird. Truly awesome implement. Maybe not blue collar. Truly awesome implement for ensuring stability. Oh, boss level. So boss is an adjective for something that's really great. Level is a tool for making sure something is parallel to the floor, I guess. So this would be a very awesome tool. Truly awesome implement for ensuring stability. Boss level, that works. But then what kind of collar? It's blowing in the wind, probably a vein, a weather vane. Launches. Probably ends in an S. Hero lifeguards, for example. General Motors subsidiary. Description of an online image. Alt text. So this is going to be L's then. Llama's head is L's, the two L's at the beginning of the word llama. And this is going to be starts. Launches is starts. Kind of collar. I still don't see that. I don't know what this is either. General Motors subsidiary. I feel like this has come up in a puzzle, but it's been too long now since I've seen it, so I don't know. Always could be ever. Race with an anchor. A relay race. One of the participants in a relay is called an anchor. I don't remember if it's the first or the last of the team. Secure again as a door. It's going to be re-something. Re-lock, maybe. Cerulean expanse could be the sky. Cerulean is shade of blue. Record label for Za, SZA, Za, and ASAP Rocky. I don't know how to say though. I recognize those as artists, but I don't know how to say their names. And is this RCA maybe the label? Saviors. Hero life cards can be saviors like that. I always get thrown off because the American spelling for things like this excludes the U. Banish is exile. Comfort is ease. Is this OnStar, a General Motors subsidiary? Eton Collar, I think that it has Eton is a famous college in the UK, and I can imagine that it has lent its name to a type of fancy collar. Visibly afraid. I'm not sure. Something you might exclaim when talking about 17, 24, 36, or 50 across. What a tool, I think, is what they're after here. These are all sort of impressive or remarkable tools, but I still haven't been able to get many of them. Relative of the chickadee. A tit, maybe, is a type of bird. Long blank. I'm not sure. Protection. Aegis is was Zeus's or Athena's shield or something like that, but in any case is now an emblem for protection used by like emergency medical services and so on. Long ago, this could be. Visibly afraid. Shaky. Ashen, maybe, could be. Medium-term government security. I think it's called a T-note. Scratch. Maybe not T-note. Ideal instrument for shaping wood surfaces. I think this is a plane. Efficiency stat not needed in an EV, miles per gallon. Sister network of Paramount Plus for short. I'm not sure. Scratch. What sense of scratch do they want here? Not sure. Girlfriends in Madrid. Is it amigas there as well? As in, I think, sort of Central American Spanish and European Spanish, probably the same there. Area of greatest danger. I don't know. Overact, to emote, which in itself doesn't mean overact, but is often associated with overacting. Humorist who describes his stint working at as a Macy's Christmas elf in Santa Land Diaries. Gosh, who knows? Bit of grill master's attire, an apron maybe? A hole puncher, an awl, which used to punch holes in leather. Reason to consider something favorably, a pro as opposed to a con. Compose, write. Falls short, say. Loses, maybe? David Sedaris, maybe, worked as a Macy's Christmas elf. Word that's often shortened to its middle letter in texts. Middle letter. I don't know. The Master Builder Playwright. Is this an Ibsen play? That seems to be what it would fit in there. Area of greatest danger in a war could be the front lines. Sister network of Paramount Plus, the movie channel. To scratch is to claw at, so this is a T-note. What? It is what it is, but I am what I am. Oh, model plane. Okay, model is the word for ideal that I wasn't getting there. Dude could be bro, and word that's often shortened to its middle letter in text is R. Let's go back up here and see if we can figure any of this out. Lively kind of saw for cutting intricate shapes. Ah, goodness. Noted chairman. This is going to be, there's a brand of chair that I cannot remember, but I'm pretty sure I remember it starting with an E. Edie or gosh. Why can't I get this? A tidbit popular in Thai cuisine. Could this be anything other than an in-run? I don't think so. Tidbit popular in Thai cuisine. A whole bunch. What could this be other than gob? Looking at the keyboard here. I don't see what else could this possibly be. So I'm going to put that in. An ant? Egg? That can't be right. Jiggity? I don't know what I am missing here. There's definitely, I wish I knew this, the Joseph Conrad novel. Grand old time in slang. I think, unfortunately, I'm going to have to get some help here. I think I'm going to look for the Joseph Conrad novel. Let me pause it here and come back. Sorry about this. Okay. Apparently, the novel is Lord Jim. Which makes me think this is probably Jiggity Jig. Jiggity being the lively part and the jig itself being the kind of saw. That doesn't necessarily help me here. A gas. Okay. Yeah, that party was a gas. I think an Eames chair is what we're after here. Let me try it. Okay, unfortunately did need a touch of help there to get this, but a lot of fun anyway, and a kind of an obscure theme, although I like the implementation of it quite a lot. And so we're talking about extraordinary tools, construction tools or handyman tools like woodworking and home renovation kind of tools, and using phrases and idioms that have these tools as homonyms for these tools as part of their construction. And so the phrase "quite a bit," of course, can just mean what you think it means. It means quite a bit of material or of something. But in this case, they're taking the word "bit" in the sense of the tool or the part of the tool, a drill bit, and saying if you meant that instead, you might be talking about something that was a really spectacular drill component. That's quite a bit you've got there for your drill. Here, jiggity jig, not a terribly familiar expression, but it seems like it's probably a thing. But you might be talking about a very lively kind of jigsaw, a jiggity jig, as it were. A jigsaw being a saw used for cutting intricate shapes. Here, boss level, of course, is the sort of end stage of a video game or a part of a video game. But instead here you're taking level as the tool for ensuring that a painting or something is hung straight, or a shelf, and calling it a boss, a really awesome, a truly awesome level, truly awesome implement for ensuring stability. And finally here, a model plane, of course, is just a hobbyist's item for building miniature versions of planes, often historical planes, sometimes fictional planes. But in this case, if you're taking plane as the tool for sanding and smoothing wood, then you could call an ideal one of those a model plane. And altogether we have this expression, another one of these really, what a tool, normally used to refer to someone who's being obtuse or otherwise disagreeable. But in this case, again, sort of summing up the whole thing, you're talking about extraordinary versions of these tool implements. Anywho, some interesting fill in here as well. We have in the top left corner here, we have really unusual letter combinations to start both 1 down, barbecued, and 3 down. World War II vet, with the result that having filled in 1 and 14 across, I was convinced that these must be wrong. But in the end, it turns out they're not. This one struck me as a little bit odd, a net full. I've never ever seen this combination of letters in a word before. Even if you were to sort of construct this word from scratch, I probably would be tempted to put 2 L's, but this might be a style guide kind of thing, and there may be styles that prefer the 1 L. Anyway, a net full of fish, I guess. I bet that's a debut entry. I've never seen that before. Often you don't have articles and things, but when something like this is almost always referred to with the article as part of its proper name or a nickname, like in this case, you do sometimes include that. I didn't know about ant eggs in Thai cuisine, unless I'm still misinterpreting this, or unless that's a figurative thing for something else. I know that Thai cuisine often has fried bits of like regular eggs, chicken eggs, in it, but I've never seen this. It's entirely possible, but not familiar to me. Pokey, I'm guessing then must be a sort of a slang word for a jail or a detention center. This Conrad novel not familiar with, but and needed help ultimately to get. Nerfed didn't necessarily know it meant hobbled. I think my understanding of it was that could be used for any sort of substantial damage, even fatal damage in a video game, but maybe specifically to hobble. Gob, I was not sure until quite close to the end. I guessed it early, but just didn't have the confidence in it. Eames chair, I'm fairly sure that's what this is, a brand of particular kind of chair there. Was lucky to get a couple of things pretty quickly, though. Ibsen for one, and there was something else up here that I was able to get pretty quickly. This one I still don't know. Never heard of this person. I didn't even know that there was a Secretary of War until recently. So that's something. And then what else? Yeah, everything else more or less straightforward, I think. But I'll try and pick up the pieces on some of this and post this. Apologies that I couldn't get all the way through it myself, but that happens sometimes, and maybe especially sometimes on Wednesdays, where the cluing and entries tend to be a little bit trickier than other days, which have harder themes but easier fill, maybe. Anyway, so that's our puzzle for Wednesday, October 15th. A good debut construction, and very interesting to see Nick Offerman in the byline here. So not without its challenges for sure, but there you go. So if you liked the solve today, give it a like. If you have any feedback you'd like to send, please feel free to leave a comment. And if you want to know when I'm posting more videos, do hit that subscribe button. But that's all for today, and we'll see you the next time on Crosshatch Puzzles. Cheers.